It's a great joy and a privilege for me to be part of the movement fighting for democracy and human rights in Iran. So I'm proud to be part of this struggle with Mujahideen and also to express my feelings on this occasion with each of the Ashrafis, the residents of Ashraf. And I would say that we have had a long journey together in this struggle, and it will continue on until we have seen all our hopes come true with a free Iran. The overall feeling is love. And we have strong memories from our first visit to Ashraf, the summer of 2005. My wife and I, when we decided to go there for a visit. And it was a very dangerous and risky place to visit the summer of 2005, to fly to Baghdad and then travel by car to Ashraf. My wife said already after 2-3 days that she was completely overwhelmed by the love she experienced. But she told me that she has never met a love like this. So I understood it's something special, and especially the last evening she was there when she declared that she didn't want to go home. She wanted to stay on there because of her feelings towards all the sisters she had spent so much time with. And I had a hard time to convince her we have to go, we have our return tickets. But the memory will last forever about that key value in this movement, which is love, both loving God and loving others. And now we have had a long journey together, almost 25 years. It was a long journey also from Camp Ashraf 1 to Camp Ashraf 2, Camp Liberty in Baghdad, and from there to Albania. And I had the privilege to follow the process from the very beginning with the negotiations in Albania until the very end. It was massive efforts to have this achievement, and it was so impressive to see how the new city, Ashraf 3, was built in a record low time. To see a city which could be compared to with the architecture from Rome or Athens or Paris, and to see how this was built within months. Great institutions, museums, workplaces, hospitals, and the residents' homes, everything very impressive. The main thing is the fellowship and how everybody, they know the art of cooperation, obviously, and to see how they are functioning together now in a massive effort to communicate the truth, to give true information, to give inspirational input for the people. I think it's a question of values. We are speaking about a movement of values, which all are very important. I think number one would be conviction. And then we see the willingness to sacrifice. We can see the perseverance and then hope. And the title over all of it is love. We have seen through history people who are willing to sacrifice, like former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, who actually served 27 years in prison just for the principle of political freedom. In Albania, we have the former member of parliament, Peter Adnori, who was in prison for 28 years, 1 year more than Mandela actually, and he served his prison sentence for the principle of political freedom. Many of the members of the Mujahideen, they have been fighting for freedom for more than 40 years. And the attitude is never, ever giving up. That is an attitude which is so impressive. It's rare to see, but it's impressing everybody who will meet members of the Mujahideen to see this willingness of the willingness to sacrifice. On the plaque in the corridor of our parliament in Oslo, we have mentioned the sacrifice of all those who died during the World War, the Second World War, and it says that they died so that the people could live. And this is the attitude that we see in the Mujahideen, as it is described also in the verse where it says, "No one has greater love than those who lay down their lives for their friends." I think this is what is sustainable for the movement, always. Then we see the perseverance, the willingness not to give up. Decade after decade after decade, the members of the Mujahideen, they stand strong, they stand upright. And it's extremely important that we see this perseverance, the willingness to never give up. And it's a strong sense of reality, also that the regime will fall down. It cannot survive. It cannot be sustainable. And we see all the signs of a regime which is about to give up. And that gives a strong hope. So hope is very important, not only for each member of the Mujahideen, but for every citizen of Iran to have hope for a better future, to have a hope for democracy, respect for the human rights and human dignity, that each individual has a strong and eternal value. So what I have seen through my almost 25 years with the Mujahideen is this enormous experience of seeing each individual as the biggest value in the world. So that is the basis for the human rights and for respect for human dignity. So the secret, I think, is to conquer the hearts of the people. That is what we see now in the efforts to communicate to the people of Iran about a future which has the hope of another standard of living, but most of all, freedom and democracy for every Iranian. So to conquer the heart is the key, that is the secret that Mrs. Maryam Rajavi and all her friends have executed through all these years. And I can say definitely